Yo, what's up? It's
Hello,
episode
everybody.
3 of What
Yes.
the Nerd. We're
Well,
talking,
technically, it'll be
yeah,
episode 4 because we got the Joker
4.
coming out. But today, I'm taking the lead today. By the way,
Yeah,
first video with the camera. It's a
yeah,
really
that's
bad
what he looks
camera.
like. And I'm
Work
at
in
home.
work in progress.
And I'm
Yes,
at home
he's not in
because
college
the
anymore. Because
because the hurricane destroyed App State, baby. So,
ooh, yeah, it's rough down here.
got
All
out of
right.
there.
So today we're gonna touch on Transformers One,
Yeah,
a
and how it
movie
connects.
that I thought was gonna flop. I thought it was gonna be terrible, and I'll
hmm
explain why. I want to explain why this movie failed. It's a brilliant movie.
Yeah.
It is the best movie that in my opinion it is the best Transformers movie we have gotten. All right.
What? Even for the Michael Bays?
The Michael Bay movies, love them for nostalgia, but they like the story and shit kind of
Oh,
sucks.
okay.
The only one that
I
I
don't
think
know.
comes anywhere close to
I
this
just
one
like it because
from
it's
Michael
big
Bay,
robots. It's
yeah.
just big robots
The
fighting. So
the
like,
only one the only two that come close to this one would be either the first one,
hmm
the 2007, or Dark of the Moon, and that's just because Dark of
hmm
the Moon is fucking brutal.
yeah,
It is a brutal
that's the
movie.
one in Chicago, right? I'm just make
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
one where
where like everybody dies.
where the one where Ironhide gets
Mhm.
don't talk about Ironhide. Anyways,
Yeah,
so this movie,
hmm
right? Where's my Google? I need my Google Doc. Hold on.
it's movie recap.
Okay, yeah, right. Movie recap. I had my thoughts all together, then we started recording and they left. By the way, no spoiler, like, you know,
No,
uh
nah,
we're not gonna give you a spoiler warning because it's gonna be in the title. We're not keeping anything
yeah,
today, all right? Full spoiler. So
hmm
we start on Cybertron. It has been 50 cycles, which I assume is years,
yes,
since the all 13 of the primes fell in the battle with the Quintessence. Now,
hmm
Quintessence go way back. It's not Quintessa. They fucked that up in the last one. Um,
in
that
the
is
Beast
not
one.
no. In
Oh,
the last night, the last Bay movie,
hmm okay.
Quintessa was
I am
supposed to be a
a
Quintessence. So
casual Transformers fan. I'm trying to get into it, but I have seen all the movies, so I know what we're talking about. I just
and then
enjoyed.
you got this guy. I grew up. I watched Transformers Prime as it aired. That is
Oh,
peak. Anyways,
okay.
um, so it's been 50 years since then, and we follow the points of view of Orion Pax and D16.
hmm
Now, they're not very special yet.
No, they're not.
In
They're minors.
in fact, they're minors, exactly.
D-
Not the
They,
not
th
the Drake kind. Kendrick, calm
no,
down.
they
But
use that word way too much in this
they,
movie.
Darkwing was tweaking, bro. I
Yeah.
love watching that. I'm gonna buy this thing on DVD just so that I can watch that. Um, so yes, they are minor bots. They cannot
hmm
transform. They don't have a cog.
No,
They can't transform.
no.
And the reason that minor bots even exist is because when the primes fell, the matrix of leadership was lost. And without that, energon does not flow to the surface of Cybertron, so they have to dig for it, right? So the
hmm
last remaining, not he wasn't even a prime, he was a
No.
helper to the primes, Sentinel.
Poser. What a poser.
Yeah, fucking oh, but he is so brilliantly
Annoying.
evil in this movie.
Yes.
So he is out searching for the Matrix,
hmm
and everything's going all right, and then Orion and D16 get themselves into some trouble. So they get sent down to detention level 50, which, by the way, propaganda told them there wasn't even that many levels.
hmm
And down there they
So
meet
B.
Bumblebee,
B.
B, or
Badass John.
there you go. He got it. I can't do that. So, or yeah, Badassatron, which is
Keegan Michael
which
Key's
is
the
which
goat
is
for that.
which is actually pronounced.
I just drink water, dude. Badass
There we
John.
go. So, yeah, so they meet him, and he's kind of insane because he's been down there for he doesn't
hmm
even know how long.
He pulled a Tom Hanks and he's got
Yeah,
Wilson. So
yeah.
he's just got this like
He's
inanimate
got three. He's
objects.
got three of them, and so one of them, Steve, gets accidentally decapitated by, I
Yeah.
think it's Orion,
Hmm.
and a little hollow like message chip falls out of his head.
Hmm.
And on that chip is one of the original 13 primes, whose name is Alpha Trion, who is,
Alpha
I
Trion.
think, the
Lawrence.
wisest
Yeah.
of the primes, and he can
Hmm.
see the past, present, and future. Um,
Damn.
is yeah, is calling for assistance. So Orion sees this and he goes, "Oh my God, we know where the Matrix is. Let's get up out of here." So
Hmm.
him, D16, and B hop on a train, accidentally trap their old supervisor, who they got in trouble and demoted, on the
Elta.
train to Aleda,
Scarlett
I think
Johansson, baby.
Elta or Aleda.
Oh.
And they all make it to the surface. Surprise, the quintessence are not gone. They are still
Mm-mm.
very much roaming the surface. And something that I want to point out is those ships, the quintessence ships,
Yeah.
are a spitting image of the Decepticon warship from
This
Transformers
movie
Prime.
looks so good too.
It does. It is.
Like,
It is very solid animation. But I just want to
mhm.
draw attention. I'm going to draw attention to all of those callbacks because there's a few.
Yes.
Um, they like the quintessence ships look very similar to the Decepticon warship from Transformers Prime, which is an amazing callback. I loved that.
Hmm.
Ooh, excuse me. Um, and and but they survive the encounter with the quintessence, and they eventually make it to the cave where all 13 primes lie.
Hmm.
You
And
know, D
somehow Alpha,
D16.
yeah,
Oh, sorry.
somehow Alpha Trion's alive. I don't
Yeah,
know
no, he
how.
so a bunch of rubble fell on him, a bunch of rocks. He
Hmm.
got he got Dwayne Johnson. All
Hmm.
right. And he just went into low power mode. So they give him a little energon cube, which I guess is their power source and food
Yeah,
and
it's everything.
fuel. It's
I
just
mean, they're
kind of their
robots. They don't really need to eat.
that is true. It's
So,
it's it's kind of like their 13 in one body wash sort of
hmm.
thing. So they give him a little cube, you know, give him a little bit of that shit, and he just boots right back up. And he
Yep.
tells them, pause, your homeboy a liar, you've been misled. You ain't even supposed to be a minor. All right, you're supposed to have graduated by now.
Hmm.
Anyways, so he tells them that Sentinel
Sentinel Prime.
Prime
Hmm.
Prime is a liar. He backstabbed the primes. He made a deal with the quintessence. He lured them into a trap. And I think he didn't personally kill all of them, I don't think, but he did
No.
have a hand in killing Zeta
Few.
Prime.
Hmm.
The first, oh God, I forget her name. The short one that had the hammer, Megatronus
Hmm.
and Alpha Trion. Or no, not yet, but he does.
He does.
And and he just tells him, yeah, no, you have been bamboozled. You have been misled. Everything you know is a lie, and he a bitch. So he gives
Hmm.
them everything that they need. He gives them the proof that they need to expose him, and then he
Hmm.
gives them their transformation cogs. And
Yes.
I want to point something out. This is where we see the first seeds of Megatron being born,
Yes.
because you see a shift in D16 that
Which
is
is
just
insane. The
it's
character arc
so
is
good.
so good. It's
Megatron
so
is
good in
my
this
favorite
movie.
character, and this is my favorite portrayal of Megatron that I
Hmm.
have seen. And it's such a it's not subtle,
Mm-mm.
but it's not
Right in your
very
face too.
yeah. You know,
It's
Orion, he
it
D
does take a while.
it does, but this is where we see the first of that. D16 starts, kind of stressing because this guy,
Mhm.
his entire way of belief, he idolized Sentinel, and he just learned that he's a
Yes.
murderer. He killed his favorite prime, Megatronus. And
Megatronus.
and so, he just starts going off the rails, and Orion,
Yeah.
tries to calm him down, and D16 goes a little bit
Who is
farther
Optimus Prime?
into his
Who
way.
at this
Yeah,
point,
Orion, yeah.
yeah.
If you don't know that, Orion Pax does become Optimus Prime. That's his
Yeah.
name beforehand.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, he says, well, don't he says something about stopping. Like, don't you want to stop him? And D16 says, no, I want to kill him. Put Sentinel in chains and drag him through the streets of Cybertron like some like medieval
Dark,
style.
dark,
Dark.
dark.
Which I'm not gonna
Hmm.
lie, I'm on his team, dude.
Yes.
I would have done that. I would have done way worse to this man.
Hmm.
But and that's when we see the first the first twig snapped in D16, and his eyes got a little darker. His eyes start out
Yes.
orange, and it's a very important
Oh,
indicator.
they did. They did give him Sith eyes. Like they did that
He
kind of
has
thing.
orange. He has
Hmm.
orange, and you see throughout the movie, each time he kind of snaps, they get a darker shade and a darker shade and a darker shade. And then at the
That's
end,
cool.
which I'll talk about that later, but at the end,
Hmm.
when he's done saving
Yeah.
him, they just go straight blood red. And it's so cool.
Hmm.
Um and so they leave, right? The Arachnid, I think is her name, and the not Decepticon bots, but
No.
like Sentinel's little private army,
Hmm.
which I'm gonna point something else out, look exactly like the not exactly, but look like they're based off of the Decepticon like minions from Transformers Prime, which was
Yes.
another awesome callback. I love that.
Is that an animated show? Right. That's the
Yeah,
animated
yeah,
show.
yeah. It
Okay.
aired on Cartoon Network. It is
Hmm.
peak. This movie
Sure.
doesn't quite surpass that, but it's very close. So
Sweet.
they leave, but before they can get back to Iacon City, by the way, which is
Everybody lives.
where they live, they get intercepted by, I think it's Starscream and
Hmm.
the rest of the not yet Decepticons, who were the Cybertronian High Guard, aka Cybertron's military. They worked for the
Yes.
Primes. They saw Sentinel kill everybody, and
They just
uh
fled. They just went into hiding for some
yeah,
reason.
yeah, they fled, and they've been kind of doing like guerrilla tactics. They've been like
Yeah.
walking up to him, kicking, like punching him, or giving him a
Give
little
him a little one tap.
give him a little fire ant pinch, and then they just
Hmm.
run away. And so they have this whole exchange, which is really fun. Again, Keegan Michael
Hmm.
Keys
Yeah.
is
And Steve
really
Buscemi,
funny,
who
and
is,
yes, Starscream,
yes,
phenomenal. And
Steve Buscemi, who
also just
the purple guy in Monsters Inc.
Soundwave and Shockwave are both also like the Decepticons. They're not G1. In G1, they were all kind of goofy and just kind of
Hmm.
buffoons in general, but they're not the hard asses that they were in the Bay films. They're a sweet medium, and I like that
Yes.
because it throws in a nice touch to the movie.
Yeah.
So they have a whole exchange, and then Megatron, or D16, not yet
Yeah.
Megatron, kind of just stands up and is like, I'm done with your bullshit.
I'm leaving. I'm out.
Yeah. Starscream
Peace.
says that
I'm taking
a
out Sentinel
unified,
myself.
yeah, well, he says that a unified Cybertron is a thing of the past, and all that matters now is the strength of one bot above another. And
Hmm.
D16 takes that as a challenge, and he challenges Starscream to a 1v1 and absolutely kicks his ass. And in one of the
Yes.
coolest scenes in the movie, we see another step towards Megatron when
Yeah.
D16 has
Get the
Starscream
gun.
pinned, and he pulls
Hmm.
his arm back like he's going to punch him, and you see his giant arm cannon pop
Yes.
out and manifest.
That
And
was really cool.
it goes so hard.
Hmm.
It's one of the coolest. I'm going to say that a lot. It's one of the coolest scenes in the movie. And
Yes.
it shows that next step in the descent of D16 into Megatron, which is really cool. And Orion sees, everybody sees this. Bumblebee,
Hmm.
Aleta, you know, uh, Orion, they all see it. And so then they get attacked.
Hmm.
Orion and Aleta, B doesn't escape. I don't think B escapes because he's there with D16
What does he do?
with Sentinel. B doesn't
He,
escape.
no.
It's just Aleta and Optimus, or Orion, who managed to escape the attack with a little bit of the high guard.
Yeah.
Everybody else gets taken prisoner by Sentinel. By
Hmm.
the way, I didn't mention this. Orion, or not Orion, Alpha Trion, does lose his fight with Sentinel's forces, but he gets captured,
Yeah.
taken, and just straight up like stabbed through the head by Sentinel, execution
Yeah.
style. Um,
Which is weird because this movie's supposed to be like, is it portrayed for, it's an animated movie, so it's portrayed for children.
it's a kids movie until it's not. The best way that I can sum this movie up is that it is a kids movie for everyone who was a kid
Yeah.
when the first animated Transformers movie came out.
Yeah, but the fights are incredible.
The
Like the
fights
end fight,
are
which
like
what you're
they
getting to.
it is a kids movie at heart,
Hmm.
but when they switch from a kids movie to oh my god, this is actually really cool, they go all out in these fight scenes, and they can because they're
Yes.
robots. They don't bleed.
Yeah.
There's no
No.
blood. So
No.
they tread that line very carefully with a kill at the end of the movie.
Hmm.
Brutal. Anyways, so
Hmm.
they escape, others get captured, they're brought up to Sentinel's lair, and another step towards the descent of D16 is, they're all in chains, basically. All laid down, like on their knees on the ground in the classic prisoner pose when they're about to get.
Yeah.
And D16 doesn't. He stands up
No.
and
He
gets
says,
knocked down.
fuck this. I'm going
Yeah.
in.
He says, I'm not scared of you. You want to know why? Because I have nothing left. You took it all.
Yeah. You got nothing left to lose, man.
Exactly. He's a man with nothing left to lose, and there's nothing more dangerous than that. And
Hmm.
so Sentinel sees a sticker of Megatronus Prime's uh
Like a
logo,
decal.
basically a decal, yeah.
Hmm.
And he, little evil villain monologue about how after he killed Megatronus, he took his cog.
Hmm.
And so he then emblazons that logo onto D16's
Onto.
chest.
Which makes the Decepticon logo, right? I
Right.
did catch
Yes.
that.
Yes. That is the
Okay.
Decepticon logo. That's where they get it from.
Cool.
In some continuities, Megatronus Prime is the Fallen, who is the kind of catalyst for the Decepticons. It's not
Hmm.
Megatron. Like in the Bayverse, the Fallen in the second movie is Megatronus Prime, supposed to be. Um, but yeah, so after that, you know, Orion and Aleda kind of come in and rescue everybody, or start a big war basically before
Yes.
everybody can die.
Hmm.
And they end up taking Arachnid, who has a bunch of eyes in the back of her head, and
Yeah.
they upload her mind.
Creepy.
Yes, very
Creepy.
creepy. But still a really cool character. They basically
Hmm.
upload her mind to the HoloNet, essentially, of this universe, and Sentinel's bad guy talk about how when he killed Megatronus, he took his cog is displayed everywhere.
Yeah. And the meeting, because he also is working with the main
The
like
quintessence. Well,
alien. Yeah.
the meeting isn't shown because earlier I didn't mention it. It's a small detail. The little like thing that they're given, which is filled with sand, because some reason that's how stories are told. It's not a
Yeah.
hologram; it's a sandogram. Is broken.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that kind of lowers the morale. But anyway, so they expose Sentinel,
Hmm.
and Megatron, or I'm just going to call him Megatron at this point, gets the upper
Yeah.
hand and just starts walloping Sentinel in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Like in front of everybody, he beats the man down, and he's
Hmm.
about to kill him when
And
Orion
hmm.
uh tries to stop him, gets thrown off again, eyes get darker, and then
Hmm.
he's about to shoot Sentinel, and Orion steps in front of him,
Yeah.
and he takes the blow for Sentinel. He gets a quite frankly, basically the entire left side of his chest is blown apart,
Yeah.
and he loses his entire left arm, and he goes to fall into the wellspring, which is
Yes.
kind of the source of everything. And
Which is
D16,
crazy.
and notice I'm saying D16 because this is the
Mm.
last time that we see D16 in this movie,
Yeah.
reaches down and grabs him, and is kind of, like, oh my god, why did you do that? I just shot
Hmm.
you. And then he lowers his head, and you hear Megatron's theme, and when he raises his head back up, his eyes
Yeah.
are blood red, and he says, I'm done saving you, and drops him, just
Yeah.
completely, like, drops his friend to die. So
Hmm.
Orion As Orion is falling into the wellspring, falling to the very core of Cybertron,
Which is
D16
sick.
Megatron
Another
is it
sick
is sick.
shot
A
that
a
they did.
contrast, Megatron rose up to his destiny and Orion fell into his.
Hmm.
It's another good thing that I saw. So and these two scenes are intertwined, right? As you see clips of Orion falling, you see the intercut scene of Megatron picking up Sentinel Prime over his head and literally tearing him in two. You
Yes.
see all of the innards.
Hmm.
Again, they're robots, they can do that.
Yeah.
The most brutal kill in the movie.
Yeah.
And you see the light fade from Sentinel's eyes. And Megatron takes his cog out, puts it in his chest, and says,
Hmm.
and just declares his name. I am Megatron as he
Hmm.
gets his final upgrade of the movie. And at the same time, we see that Orion has made it to the center of Cybertron. He is greeted by all 13 primes and Primus himself, who bestows upon him the Matrix. So at the
Yes.
same time that Megatron
Gets the.
is obtaining his ultimate power
Hmm.
by ways of bloodshed, Orion obtains his from sacrifice. And he,
Yes.
they say the line, rise Optimus Prime, and he gets
Yeah.
shot back out of the center of Cybertron. Megatron is in disbelief. He's mad because,
Hmm. He thought he killed him.
he thought he was dead. Why did he give you this Matrix? And Megatron just
Yes.
has a complete distrust of all the primes now
Yeah.
because of Sentinel. His entire belief structure is shattered. So they go at it. They have a fight, and it is so cool the way that they use the transformations in these fights. And it doesn't just happen here; it happens all throughout the movie, but
Yeah.
it's most prominent here.
Hmm.
Um, you see them turning in and out of vehicle modes in the middle of the
Yeah.
battle, and you see them kind of changing. Like at one point, Orion has the wheels on his legs pop out, and he drives away in robot form with
Yeah.
Megatron on top of him, which is really cool. And then you get the scene where Megatron is just on top of Orion, beating him down, and the
Hmm.
Matrix does this kind of like almost reminiscent of the kinetic energy blast of the Black Panther suit,
Yes.
but it's blue
Or
and it
Iron
knocks
Man.
him back, or
Hmm.
Iron Man. And excuse me, he gets this really cool energy axe, which
Yeah.
is kind of
Oh my
like
goodness.
around his hand.
Isn't that his main weapon, like for all of
It's
it? It's either like an axe or a hammer.
yeah,
I'm
he
just
usually
annoying me.
has an
I'm just
axe.
listening. I'm
In
just here to
in
put
in the Bay films, he
the.
has a sword, and in Prime,
Yeah.
he does obtain the Star Saber. But generally, you see him use an energy axe or some sort of
Yeah.
axe, and he gets that, which is really cool. And then we get probably the most badass scene of the movie, where Shockwave, Soundwave, Starscream, and Megatron all go at him, and
Yeah.
he just knocks him down.
He
They're
just
just
yeah
dominoes to
takes him
him.
out.
By the way,
Hmm.
Soundwave put up a fight. That man had to be put down 3 times, and the third time
Hmm.
he literally gets hit in the face with a missile. That man would not stay
Taking
down.
damage.
He took damage. But yeah,
Hmm.
Optimus just completely opts out all 4 of them at once. Just doesn't even really break a sweat. He literally catches one of Starscream's missiles and, like I said, turns around, hits Soundwave with it, and then turns back, grabs Starscream in jet form, and throws him.
Okay.
And we get a scene where the last fighting scene in the movie, where he cuts through Megatron's gun
Hmm.
and it's just done. And he
Hmm.
banishes him from Iacon, and that starts the entire. Basically, that I could see
That
as the start of the
starts
war.
the. Yeah, it starts the war, which is we don't get it a lot. And then, do you want to talk about the end credit scene, which I thought it's just
Yeah. So
Megatron declaring the
there's two.
Decepticons.
There's
Yeah.
two. There's one that shows the start of the friendship between Orion and
Hmm.
D16, their first day on the job, where they just kind of have this moment where they get to know each other, and then they're like, hey, you watch my back, I'll watch yours. they fist bump, which is like their thing throughout the
Mm-hmm.
movie. They fist bump, and then the second one is Megatron embroidering all of the now Decepticons and actually giving their names. We will no longer be fooled by their deceptions. We are the Decepticons,
Yes.
and you get a badass shot with the
With
main
that,
three, and then Megatron.
yo, what's up? Thank you so much for watching this breakdown of Transformers 1. This took us like 3 months, or not 3 months, 3 weeks to do. It is late. I'm back at college. I've been moving around. It's been a lot. Yeah, thank you so much. Like and subscribe, and then go watch our thoughts because we won two separate videos. We didn't want to hit you with a 40-minute Transformers video, so we dropped two different separate ones. My hair's a mess. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. It's around midnight on a Sunday, and I got school. But we're good. We're cooking. Go watch. So we're gonna have Transformers. It's right here. Go watch our reaction or like what we thought of it, and then go watch Doctor Doom because it's good. And that was like our first video. And if you want to see the transition from that to this, go watch. Yeah, thank you so much for Thanos. We hit 100 views. That is crazy. And yeah, thank you so much. Go like, subscribe, share. Logan usually does the outros, but he's not here right now. Peace.